Hello, Sheik. It's Moose here, and got a quickie PowerPoint I want to run over with you just because it's a lot easier to follow and understand and remember when you visually and audio hear it at the same time. Okay, our first slide is by Odin. It says, "Thousands have lived without love, not one without water." Boy, that's so true. We have lots of things on the internet. New York Times has been doing an ongoing investigation called Toxic Waters in the United States and how bad the tap waters are throughout the country. And HBO actually has jumped in and made a short video on the water problem in the United States, as has CNN. Here's a few of the diseases that we've had success with the cancer counter water treatment. And you see acid reflux here. It reminds me of my partner. He had acid reflux that he couldn't work. 2 days under the water and it was gone forever. And he's been going to doctors for 18 months and all I did was give him more, anti-acid pills. What else? Arthritis, prostate. He had a 10 plus off the chart prostate problem and that was 0 his last test. And of course the rest, obesity. The president of the Chamber of Commerce in Orange County is a very obese guy, and he lost 147 pounds just drinking the water in 1 year. So those are, some of the things. I call it the greatest story never told because I never heard about it until I started doing the website and stuff for it, and it's just blown me away. So that is very true. It was originally pioneered by Dr. Otto Warburg back in the 1920s. So this information isn't, brand new. It's been sitting around for an awful long time. Buried very nicely under an avalanche of disinformation. Advertising by big pharma, big medicine, and big government. Anyway, Dr. Warburg was awarded the Nobel Prize in 1931 for his research. And down here on the bottom, you can see cancer cells are anaerobic, cannot survive in the presence of high levels of oxygen that's found in an alkaline state. Moving along, here are some of the stats. 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated, and 37% of them suppress their thirst mechanism to the point that they misinterpret it for hunger. And even mild dehydration can slow down one's metabolic rate as much as 3%. Then a study found recently that nearly all participating dieters were able to deter their midnight hunger pangs just by drinking a little bit of water. The number one trigger of daytime fatigue is lack of water. And research has indicated drinking 8 to 10 glasses of water each day can improve back pain. A 2% drop in body water can negatively affect short-term memory and the ability to concentrate. Drinking 5 glasses of water each day can decrease the risk of breast cancer by as much as 79%, bladder cancer by 50%, colon cancer by 45%, and deadly heart attacks by 41%. Now, that's just regular water. Kangen water is infinitely more powerful than this because it's ionized, and we'll go into that in a little bit more detail. Okay, here is a chart produced by the United Nations on worldwide life expectancy and general health. And of course, Japan up here, in a little bit highlighted in yellow, is the number one nation in the world by far. The United States is off the chart here on the bottom, but you can see the USA is number 38 down there. Cuba and Slovenia. And could it be because the Japanese households, there's 30 million Kangen water machines in Japanese households. throughout the country, and about 80% of the hospitals and doctors' offices use common water in their practice. Moving right along, we've got antioxidant versus oxidation and versus I missed a slide here. There we are. Waters and how they stack up with basically the pH up here and the ORP, oxidation reduction potential here. Let's start with pH. As you can see, most of the waters are below, they're down here in the 3 range, and some of them are up here in the 7, just slightly alkaline. Down here, you see common water in 9.5. And we can go up to 11.5, but they don't suggest that you drink anything more than 9.5, because that just about offsets all the stuff that we're eating that's acid. But you take a water like Evermore water here, and it's 9.18. But the question is, on all of these, is how do they get there? Well, they add chemicals. I mean, if you add more chemicals to the water, certainly you can up pH, but that's not the point. The point is that if you do it electrically, you've got an entirely different situation than you do if you do it chemically. And you've got an electrical charge on it, and that electrical charge is phenomenal. The other thing is everybody talks about, well, it's 3 point, what is it, the Sony water down here, 3.04. It's not a big deal. I mean, 7.0 is neutral, so 3, look, it's a logarithmic scale, and 3 is 10,000 times more acid than neutral water. And this is a major problem. Everything we drink, everything we eat is acid. We are way out of balance to the acid side. So if we get it right with our water, it's going to go a long way towards general good health. Now let's talk about ORP. That's called oxidation reduction potential, and this is what everybody goes to health food stores and buys antioxidants for. Well, as you can see, these are the measures measured in millivolts, and all these are positive except for drinking water, which is minus 745 millivolts. It's the only one that would act as an effective antioxidant. And you get more antioxidant fighting power in one glass of common water than you probably do in $5 to $10 worth of supplements that you would buy at the health food store. Okay, over here is Coca-Cola, the 2.8, that's like 14,000 times more acid than neutral water. When I was flying, I was coming into Kennedy Airport one day, terrible rainstorm. We had to use not only the wipers, but the solution that they have that you can press a button and it sprays a solution on the windshield. And then when the wipers go over it, it really clears it up. It's kind of like a Rain-X. They tell you, look, please don't use this unless it's absolutely necessary. It was the only time that I ever had to use it. When we taxied in, the maintenance guy said, "Hey, did you use the anti-rain repellent?" And I said, "Yeah." So he put it in the logbook. I said, "Hey, by the way, how do you get that stuff off the windscreen?" And the guy pulls out a bottle of Coca-Cola and sprays it on the windshield and wipes you off. So that kind of tells you a little bit about the situation there with Coca-Cola and how acidic it is. Okay, what does the machine do? Well, it filters, it alkalizes, it ionizes, it restructures, and it microprocesses. We'll get back to that in a minute. The water will hydrate you, it detoxifies you to the point where even it will remove heavy metals like mercury that you pick up from eating fish and all that stuff. Detoxifies the body. And it's a nice, slow, gentle detox over a period of time. So it's not like some of these things you buy in the health food store where it's really, really heavy on the kidneys, the liver, and all that. If you do these detoxes, it can actually make it fairly sick. Antioxidizers. Again, we talked about that, about how antioxidizers and how much you have to buy in a health food store. And of course, all you got to do is drink a glass of water, and you get more, the abstinence, you get many dollars for what you buy in a health food store. And of course, it alkalizes as well. Okay, back here to what the machine does on ionization. When the water comes out of the filter, it goes through 7 titanium plates, which are covered with platinum. Platinum is $1,500 an ounce, and that accounts for a good bulk of why the machines are reasonably expensive. But when it hits it with 240 watts of power, and that power then splits the water into alkaline and ionized, and you drink the alkaline water. It also restructures the water. The water coming out of the tap is a 5-sided molecule. Turns it into a 6-sided molecule, which reduces its size by what we call clusters. Water molecules tend to cluster together, and tap water will cluster into 12 to 14 molecule cluster, which makes it more difficult to absorb. The Kangen water microclusters, probably 4 to 5 molecules per cluster. And this is why the absorption rate is like 6 to 10 times faster than it is if you just drink tap water. And this is why the sports teams are getting onto it. The Lakers are on the water. I've been talking to the Bucks, Dolphins, and there's some consideration the company's made as opposed to facing the NFL. But athletes, not only give you quicker absorption, but of course this gives you quicker dissolving of the excess acid, particularly lactic acid, which builds up from playing sports, and particularly things like football. We're using muscle work a lot, and so this gives athletes the edge by drinking this kind of water. Okay, what do the experts say? Well, Dr. Shinya here, he's our big guy from Japan. He's an MD, practices 6 months a year in New York and 6 months in Tokyo. He's the father of the colonoscope, and he's done about 400,000 colonoscopies and taken pictures of before and after. And basically, they just drink the Kangen water, and all of a sudden you see the colon clear up after about 30 days. Then he says, it's all acid, and dirty colon shows up as a dirty colon. And by drinking the Kangen water, it reverses that process. Dr. Baruti is the author of Alkalize or Die, and he says the same thing. Alkaline water can benefit everybody, and the rest of these doctors on here also recommending highly Kangen water. All right, moving right along. We're down to the last slide. How much does it cost? Well, I get people asking me that all the time. It costs about 37 cents a gallon. Multiply out by a life cycle costing, and you get your total cost over about 15 years, including maintenance of the machine and the use of the water, is about a little over $6,000. And if you compare that to just about every other bottle of water on the market today, it's somewhere between 3 and 15 times less expensive than bottled water. So if you're drinking bottled water, you can, particularly Fiji water, you can own a machine, have robust health. In 15 years, you got $90,000 in the bank. Not bad. So it saves the budget considerably. So that's pretty much it. And we'll talk, and we'll try to get a machine up to you here sometime at the end of August. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.